say that mega corporations control our food system, but I really think that we need to start believing that it's consumers that control the food system. So therefore, it's consumers who have the ability to change the food system.
My ideal food system would be something that was local, that provided connections between farmers, so producers and consumers. And to me, it would be something that, you know, if farmers and consumers together could figure out ways to reduce the amount of energy or to reduce the inputs that have to go into foodstuffs, that would be great. But that also there would be consumers that were flexible enough to understand the risk of producing, and also to understand that, you know, if you're going to buy into a local food system, it might mean that you aren't going to eat a lot of pineapples or, you know, whatever else. So people who are kind of willing to realize the limitations of a more local food system, but also the benefits of a more local food system.
The Harvest Moon Local Food Initiative is a group of 12 farmers and a group of activists, community organizers, and other urban and rural professionals around them that came together to put together a collective marketing group. The idea being to try to get the food that was being grown out in Clearwater area, good, healthy, high quality, sustainably grown and raised food to eaters in the city, and to do it in a way that was fair for farmers and provided customers or consumers or eaters with a really high quality product. The advantages for customers for buying local food is being able to figure out who is growing your food, exactly how they're raising your food, instead of having to be involved or be a part of a very anonymous food system, which is what the conventional food system is.
Welcome to our farm.
People like the connection with another person, you know, and it isn't just looking through a catalog and clicking off what you want to order. It's a different process. I mean, we've visited some of our producers' farms. We've seen where the food grows. It's sort of like it's a lot less alienated. You know, you have a far greater connection to these things than just products to be bought and sold.
This weekend is when we will launch or introduce our first Harvest Moon products at the Harvest Moon Festival in Clearwater. People will be very interested in what we're trying to do, and the fact that we're trying to offer food that is not only high quality, but will be hormone-free, antibiotic-free, and hopefully will be a healthier product for our customers.
We definitely have a ways to go in terms of just looking at getting all of our food sourced from local suppliers. I think a lot of restaurants find that it's a little bit difficult because it's a higher cost, and the cost has to be transferred down to the customer, which is sometimes difficult to get customers to understand.
If we put our price out there at $1 a pound or live weight or $1.10 or whatever we put it at, and the market price is 90 cents, you're going to have a heck of a time selling that stuff to the broad public. Like, there's certain individuals and families that are going to buy it regardless of the price because they want to support local farmers.
If they're really concerned about their health and high quality food, I think we're being very realistic in what our market is.
You look at the people who are eating your food and you don't want them to eat straight up chemicals. You look at that as opposed to the dollar, as opposed to this unknown market where you're just trying to earn as much as possible.
People need to understand, you know, get back to basics of what's important between your food, clothing, and shelter. I mean, and understand that you know, this is what you need, and to put more focus and more priority on that.
I think food choices in general are kind of poor sometimes. When I'm at the grocery store and I'm in a lineup and I see what maybe people have in their cart, sometimes I wonder about what they're planning on doing with their meals, but I'm sure everybody does that. I'm sure they look at my food and they're just wondering, what the hell is she doing with that gluten-free bread?
It's about making real change and hopefully opening people up to what there is actually out there. And it's not about corporate agriculture and buying, you know, Maple Leaf Prime chicken, and that's not what it's about.
Right now we're just exploring different ways to get food from from the farm into customers or into the eaters in the city, in a way that makes sense for everybody. Trying to meet everyone's needs, including the farmers and the people that are eating.
There's a bit of an inconvenience because they can't go to every Safeway store and get it, or every Sleeper store. They'll have to make a trip maybe once a week or once a month, whatever their shopping habits are, to pick up stuff, and they may have to store it, have a freezer, a bit of a small freezer or something, to keep some of these things in. But
yes, one of the local stores had said, well, packaging was important. Like if it's just, like our packaging is just a plastic bag with our label on it. If it didn't have a fancy package on it, people weren't going to buy it. So some of the comments from local stores. So maybe that's something we have to look at too. So maybe that's what's hindering us. I don't know.
You got to beat the Walmarts, and that's not easy. Like we know from our slow food, or from our Harvest Moon foods, that competing with those large Cargills and the other slaughter plants and what's not easy, because their profit margin doesn't seem to be that great either. They work on volume, and we put our product out there at what we think we need to make money, and it's too high priced for the consumer.
It's consumer demand for good products, for trustworthy food, that's going to change the system.
If you want to learn more about the Harvest Moon Local Food Initiative, you can go to the website at www.harvestmoonfood.ca. You can also come out to the Harvest Moon Festival, which happens September perennially, so every year it's in Clearwater in September. It's a great way to meet your farmers. They all attend this festival. And then also, you can obviously buy food, and if you're buying food from the Harvest Moon Local Food Initiative, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to be having a phone conversation or be on a farm tour or meet one of the farmers in some way. So that's the best way to learn more about what's happening.